timer.
It's on.
Hey, Judy.
Hey, Sally.
So, guess what happened yesterday?
What?
I had to work the nursery at church again.
Again?
Again. And I had these 3 babies. And guess what?
They cried.
One of them cried the whole entire time.
That sounds terrible.
I know, it gave me a headache.
Ugh.
And then there was this one that was okay when its mom left. And then when she came back, she was happy to see it, but she didn't want to leave. And then there was another one that cried when its mom left, and then when she came back, she was happy to see her, but didn't really want to get close to her.
That sounds a lot like this report I had to do for class.
No way.
Yeah, I did this research project on Mary Ainsworth. She was a cool lady. She was a psychologist.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I always get psychologist and I don't know what the other one is.
Psychiatrist?
Yeah, and I can never keep it straight in my head. Anyway, this Mary Ainsworth lady, she studied love and how it develops in primarily in infants and their caregivers.
So like their moms.
Exactly. She wanted to find out the effects on a person's personality development when the mother and child bond was disrupted. And she wanted to prove that the lack of the mother or a primary caregiver leads to adverse or bad developmental effects.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so she came up with this awesome way to test it to see if it's true. Scientifically, of course. It was called the Strange Situation Classification.
Oh, I heard about that. Didn't she work with some guy named John Bowlby?
Yeah, that was his name. How did you know that?
Oh, I think I've read about this too.
Oh, it's really cool. Anyway, in this project, they would do this experiment called the Strange Situation.
Really?
Yes, and it was in 3-minute intervals. So the first 3 minutes, they put the mom and the baby in a room full of toys.
So, like when the mom brings a child to the nursery.
Exactly. So then it would just be the parent and the infant. And then someone the baby didn't know would come in, like a stranger.
So like me, when I come in.
Exactly. So that happens for another 3 minutes. And then the parent leaves the infant and the stranger alone.
Okay, so like when the moms leave.
Exactly. And then the next 3 minutes, the parent returns and the stranger leaves.
Okay.
That'd be
then
like
what?
Okay. And then the parent leaves and the infant is left completely alone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then, so that happens for 3 minutes. And then the next 3 minutes, the stranger comes back in.
Okay.
And then the parent returns and the stranger leaves.
Oh, okay, so like when the moms come back.
Yes. It sounds a little bit confusing, but every time someone would enter or leave, there would be someone actually watching the baby and be taking like a record of how they were feeling or what their reactions were.
So like notes.
Exactly. They were taking notes, only the baby didn't know it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And anyway,
so what happened?
They found that there were 3 main types of reactions. The first one is called the anxious avoidant reaction. And this means that the child was not distressed when the mom left, and then when the mom came back in, she kind of avoided her.
So that's like the baby that was okay, and then when the mom came back, she didn't want to leave.
Exactly. And they found that this happens to 15% of the children that they did this experiment on.
Well, that's not a lot.
Well, but the next one is crazy. This is called the securely attached.
What's that mean?
Okay, so the child was really upset when the mom left. And then when the mom came back in, she would just love on her, and she would just want to be there with mom, and it didn't matter if the mom was gone at all.
So that's like the baby that cried and cried and cried.
And cried some more. Yes. This happened to 70%. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Anyway, so the final one is called the anxious resistant.
And what does that one mean?
This means that they would stay really close to the mom and become really upset when the mom left. And then when she came back, she would want to be near mom, but she really didn't want to be really close to Mom because she was still kind of upset.
Okay, so that's like the baby that cried, and then when the mom came back, she was happy, but didn't really want to get close.
Exactly. And this was 15%, so that's 100%.
So that's like the first one.
Yeah, and these 3 types of attachment were the 3 main ones of Ainsworth's attachment theory.
So that explains a whole lot, and that helps me understand why the babies are acting like that.
Exactly, and this can actually happen with older kids too.
Really?
Yep, because Ainsworth found out that this can affect a person's development.
Really?
Yep. Well, I think my mom just yelled at me. She might want me to babysit my little brother.
Have fun.
All right, bye.
Bye. And we would like to give some special thanks to